Welcome to Auction version 4, the latest event management software tool from Auction Systems. In this tutorial, I will show you the settings for entries and ticket levels. What is an entry? An entry consists of the specific scope of admission to an event and its full underlying cost. For instance, if you must pay the caterer $33 per attendee and there are no other costs to your organization that can be directly attributed to each attendee, you could call your entry a dinner, and the underlying cost of that dinner entry is $33. There may be some children attending, and catering is charging less, say $20 for a child dinner. In this case, you would need a second entry called child dinner, and its underlying cost would be $20. Or maybe you will be providing child care for very young children, and the caterer may be providing finger food for the young children at a cost of $10 per child. But you must also pay babysitters an additional $7 per child for the evening. This third entry could be called child care, and its underlying cost for food and babysitting would be $17. If you're going to be feeding your volunteers and they get to eat pizza in the back room and your caterer is charging $5 per volunteer, you could create an entry called volunteer and its underlying cost would be $5. Let's look at how these different entries can be translated into actual tickets to your event. Ticket levels are what your guests must purchase to attend your event and are composed of one or more entries and may also include retail items. A guest may be paying more for a ticket than the cost of the entry associated with that ticket, in which case a portion of the purchase price may be tax deductible. You may also have a ticket that is less than the cost of the entry. In fact, you can have a ticket that costs nothing to purchase, but your organization will still need to pay the caterer for that attendee. For example, let's say the price of admission, what the attendee who is purchasing a ticket for themselves must pay, is $50. That ticket includes one entry to the event for one person, and the entry is the dinner entry I mentioned earlier that has an underlying cost of $33. Create a ticket level that is called something like individual or regular ticket, and that ticket level has a price of $50 and includes one dinner entry that has a cost of $33. The amount of goods and services, in this case dinner, that each purchaser receives is $33, and they pay $50. Both of these amounts can appear on their invoice, and the difference may be tax deductible. What if your organization is not making any money on each ticket? You're only charging $33 for the ticket. The price of the regular ticket level would be $33, and it consists of one dinner entry that costs $33. Your organization may need to pay for some folks in attendance, like a speaker or the MC or the auctioneer. Create a complimentary ticket level that has a price of $0, but it still consists of one dinner entry because you will still need to pay the caterer for this dinner guest, even though they're not paying anything. The guest purchases a ticket that doesn't cost them anything, but if you do print an invoice for them, they will see that they do not owe you anything for the ticket they purchased, but they did receive a meal that costs your organization $33. You may also have some sponsorships that include multiple entries. For example, a bronze sponsorship ticket level may cost $500, and it can include 4 dinner entries to the event. A gold sponsorship ticket level may cost $1,000 and include 10 entries. You can also add retail items to ticket levels so purchaser receives not only entries to the event, but also something like a bottle of wine or a commemorative coffee mug or even an advertising banner. Each of the retail items can be entered as an item in auction and then added to the ticket level. The value of the goods and services received by the purchaser will include both value of the entries and the value of the retail items. A ticket level may include multiple entry types. You can create a family ticket level that includes 2 dinner entrees for adults and 2 child dinner entrees. Or you can simply create a child ticket level by itself that includes 1 child dinner and 1 child care ticket that includes 1 child care entry. A family of 4 that includes 2 adults, 1 child, and 1 youngster that needs child care can purchase 2 regular tickets, 1 child ticket, and 1 child care ticket. To define entries and ticket levels for your event, from the main Home task ribbon, choose Settings. Click Entries and Ticket Levels. This is the entry and ticket level settings screen with the panels closed. There is a panel for ticket level definitions and a panel for entry type definitions. A summary of the current tickets and entries is on the right of each panel. To edit or add a ticket level definition or an entry type definition, click the appropriate panel to open. This is the Open Entry Type Definition panel. The list of entry types is at the top, and in this case we have only one entry type, and its underlying cost can be found in the value column. If you would like to change the value of the entry type or its name, click Edit Entry Type. To add a new entry type, click New Entry Type. This is the Define Entry screen. At the top we have the event that the entry will be for. In the middle we have the entry type name, and each entry type must have a unique name. The fair market value for each entry type goes here. This amount is what one person using this entry will cost your organization, and is not necessarily what the attendee will pay for their final ticket. And of course you can specify which account this cost will be applied to. The default is the general fund associated with this project. You can change that by adding another account by clicking the plus sign, or if you want, you can also create a sub-account in the general fund or any other account and call it catering or something like that. When the entry has been named and the fair market value has been entered, the Save and Close button will be enabled. Click it and that new entry or changes to an existing entry will be saved. Next, we'll use that entry to create some tickets. Here is the Open Ticket Level Definitions panel. A list of ticket levels is at the top. On the left is the name of the ticket type. Next is the number of entries that ticket includes, enclosed in parentheses, and any retail items that also may be included in the ticket level. Next is the price the ticket costs the purchaser. Notice a complimentary ticket level costs the purchaser nothing. And finally, the value of the entry and any retail items associated with that ticket level. You may edit or add a new ticket level. You may not be able to edit or delete any ticket level if a purchase of that ticket level has been entered in the record of anyone in your data. You must first void the ticket purchase in the person's record if you need to make changes to the ticket level. To add a ticket level, press New Ticket Level. This is the Create Ticket Level screen. In step 1, you must select the entry type or types and the number of each entry type that will be included in this ticket level by using the right arrow to increase the number of that entry from 0 to the appropriate number. If you do not see the entry type you need, click Add Entry Type and the Define Entry screen will pop up. In step 2, you can include any retail items to this ticket level by using the right arrow to increase the retail items from 0 to the appropriate number. If you do not see a retail item that you wish to include, click Add Retail Item and the item entry form for a new item will pop up. Once you have entered the entry or entries and included any retail items if necessary, a summary of the values of those entries and the retail items and the total value will be populated. In step 3, you name the ticket level and give it a price. You may also apply the profit or loss from each ticket sold to the appropriate account, or simply leave it in the general fund. Once the ticket has been named and a price has been entered in step 3, the Save and Close button will be enabled and your new ticket or edited ticket will be in your list of available ticket levels that can be tracked in your project. This concludes the tutorial for entries and ticket levels. Thank you for joining us.